Alright, we're going to take a quick look at the Google Chrome OS netbook here. As you can see, it's black and it's very clean. There's no stickers on it anywhere. I mean, it's remarkable. The bottom, the lid, no stickers anywhere. And the first thing you'll notice when you turn it on is it comes up remarkably fast. This is coming up from a cold boot, where normally your Windows or Mac PC would take 30 seconds, a minute, something like that to come up. This will be up in about 10 seconds here. It's booting up now. And there it is. It's done. Completely booted up that quickly. We've got a few user accounts set up, myself, my daughter, my wife, and then a guest account. The guest account is kind of cool. It performs basically like Chrome's incognito mode, where a guest can sign in, log into their accounts, do what they want to do, and as soon as they log off, all of their passwords and stuff are erased. So that way it's very secure browsing for your guests. But you can have your own account, so that way it can keep track of your passwords and the apps you like and things of that nature. So we'll go ahead and sign in here. And what you'll see when it comes up, take a second, I have a lot of stuff open. It'll remember all your tabs and stuff from before, which is kind of neat. But similar to restoring a browser from before, it remembers what your tabs were and what you had loaded on them, but it actually reloads each tab. So in my case, I have a lot of things open. Well, you have a Chrome browser, and that's really all it is. Again, there's no desktop, there's no icons, things of that nature. It is kind of cool. You have multiple instances. Like I have the weather up here, and I can do a new tab. And the new tab page is similar to the chat window. We'll get into those in a minute. But with chat windows, you can keep them in Gmail, or you can have them travel everywhere. But we'll just tuck it away for now. It looks very similar to the normal Chrome new tab page, where you have all your applications there. Things like TweetDeck and Seismic are pretty cool. A lot of the others, like Gmail and some of those, are just basically links to their shortcuts, but it's still cool. But while I have this set of tabs, it can actually keep a few separate pages full of tabs. If I hit the little next page button, whoop, it switches over, and here's my email, my Google Reader, and then I have a page I was reading more about the Gmail keyboard shortcuts. I'm finding that more useful on here. But it's great when you're just sitting back and have my email open and say, oh, let's see what's new in TweetDeck. Poof, and just pop over. And it's nice just to jump around. Normally I'll keep this one on weather. We're looking maybe getting some snow tomorrow in Atlanta, which is pretty rare, so we're keeping an eye on that. So while the overall speed of the device isn't hugely fast, it's really remarkably smooth jumping from app to app here, different pages. And again, I typically live here. Because I have the plugins, I can always see how many unread emails I have, new items in Google Reader, things of that nature. So at this point, if you used Google Chrome before, I mean that's what you got here is Google Chrome on an adequately fast device. I've heard some people complain about YouTube videos not playing smoothly enough for them. I think they play pretty well, even full screen. You miss some things, like I'm a big Google Earth guy, and you can't run the Google Earth plugin in here, at least not yet. I would hope that's coming eventually, but on this slow hardware, it probably wouldn't do very well anyhow. But let's suppose we're done here. Just hold the power key for a sec. It'll take us back to the screen, basically locking the screen. And I can say, okay, let's sign me out for a minute. And it'll drop back. We'll get back to the main screen here. Again, this is where you can see some of the slowness, but certainly not a big deal. Sign in as someone else. And what's also neat, we'll go back in as me. It'll take it just a sec to get back in now. But this is where my daughter can grab it and just sign me out, go in, and have all of her stuff. And of course, your bookmarks and apps and all that kind of stuff stays synced from computer to computer. So that way, if I add a new bookmark on my desktop, it gets synchronized here. If I add a new application here, it gets synchronized there. It's very handy. But what's real neat is you get 8 hours of battery life running this, and you'll get, they're saying like 8 days of standby time. And the standby is another remarkable thing. So I can be browsing around, working on my email, whatever. Okay, close it, and it goes to sleep instantly. So it's sleeping. It can stay roughly 8 days in this state. When I open it back up, from wherever I get to, poof, it's just back on that quick. So it recovers from sleep very quickly as well. The other neat thing this comes with is they struck a deal with Verizon where if you have one of these laptops, you get 100 megabytes per month for the next 2 years free of 3G data from Verizon. So if you're out and about, you get the free data from Verizon. I have a Verizon MiFi little mini hotspot that I can use too, but offering that with this is pretty cool, and I would expect they'll probably strike some deals like with netbooks where if you sign a deal you'll get it free or something like that when they start coming out this summer. But there's a quick look at it. All in all, I'm really quite impressed. What's going to help this succeed or potentially fail if it doesn't work out is the quality of the apps they build. One I would normally miss is TweetDeck, but TweetDeck has now built a great Chrome app that just about does everything you can do in their normal desktop app. And as we see more and more of those develop, both for Chrome and for Chrome OS, apps work on both, more of these apps here, I think that'll make this more and more useful. The big shortcomings seem to be if you have a digital you can't hook much of anything up to this. It does have a USB port on the side. I believe, I haven't played with it much, I believe the only thing you can use it for is a mouse. I don't think it recognizes cameras or anything, but even then if you loaded a camera, there's nowhere to store your pictures. So all that stuff needs to happen online, probably from somewhere else. In most cases, though, you can import your pictures. If they're stored elsewhere online, Picasa or Flickr or whatever, you can grab the URL of that picture from the browser and then go into WordPress or Google Docs or whatever you need the picture for and insert it from the URL. So things like that are a little tricky. And then the printing, it supports Google's Cloud Print, which in theory is pretty cool. I can set up, if I have a printer set up on another computer, I can hook that up to my account, and then it knows based on this account which printer I can print to elsewhere. So even if I'm at Starbucks or something, I can say print, it'll print out for me at home. It's still a little shaky though. It's the kind of thing they need to make just super smooth for people just to pick up and go. But over time I can see this becoming a good secondary machine for a lot of folks. I think we're probably still a few years away from being a primary machine, just because of the lack of being able to hook up a camera and that kind of thing. But as they work out the few little kinks like with the printing and some of that and just some of the overall speed and stability, yeah, we'll have a pretty cool device on our hands here. So I'm thankful to Google that they're giving these away to test, and hopefully they're learning a lot. The other neat thing too is this hardware is almost identical to my netbook. It's a little bit bigger screen, but it's the same processor, memory, that kind of thing. That netbook is only $199, and that included all the licensing fees for Windows. So I would expect if you were to bring that netbook out with a free operating system like Chrome OS, the price would drop another $50 or something. So I would think we'll see some very cheap laptops come out this summer with Chrome OS. Again, making a great secondary companion for you. With the built-in 3G from Verizon, if I had a lunch meeting with someone, this would be a great one. Just pick up and go, connected wherever I am, and go to town. So there you go. There's a quick look at the Chrome OS laptop from Google. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.